It's your boy Matty Rants. Welcome back to my channel. We need to get into Rupaul's Drag Race UK Episode 6. I'm ready. Are you? Listen. Yeah! Yes, God! Oh. Get that out of there. Y'all weren't ready for that intro, were you? If you want to see that intro video separately, I actually posted it to the channel so y'all can take a look and watch it by itself. David Laff of We Love Queens did the videography, as well as Ashley Breathe did the music for it. I've tagged both of them in case you'd like to see some of their work and definitely show them some support. So we need to get to Drag Race UK because they started off with the drama. And y'all know I love a good reading session back and forth, but here's where I was giggled, gagged, and gooped. When Blue got to Vivian and was like, now who else would you have picked, say if you won the reading challenge? Because personally and honestly, I thought there was better contenders than Crystal to win said challenge. So the Vivian, of course, picked Cheryl, and Cheryl was like, really? I'm shocked. She says, no, girl, I'm not stupid. You're a choreographer. But then when it got to the other girls, you know Vivian wanted to say Bagger. And probably Davina, but it was really more of a Bagger. And Davina looked at her like, really, girl? Really? Not me? Out of all the experience that I have? And I guess the Vivian wasn't giving her any kind of shine or love at that point. That's what Davina felt. And I'm sure others felt that as well. Now, I could see Blue and Cheryl living and breathing for all of this because it's a moment. And while Blue and Cheryl are telling her, well, maybe y'all will talk this out, maybe it will clear the air, Davina's like, maybe the air won't clear. Maybe it's gonna be aggressive. Either way, we need to have this conversation because I feel disrespected. If I was in Davina's shoes, I actually agree with her in this sense. If you've done a lot of work, if you put your time, energy, and effort into everything that you do and your talent is there and someone's giving you this, well, I don't see it bit, you're gonna feel some kind of way. Especially with the time that Davina has put into her drag and her drag career and history. Y'all know I love the Vivian, but when I see it, I can see it. And this is clearly visible. As Davina, Blue, and Cheryl are talking, I know Viv heard them, or maybe production was like, girl, they talking about you, walk over there. So the Viv walks over there, there's this weird hug. Do y'all call that fake or just an intro, like, let's start with the pleasantries before we get into what we need to get into? Hi, love, how you doing? This, that, and the other. Davina goes right into it, like, girl, you know what it is. And the Vivian was like, I was gonna say your name. But no, you weren't, girl. Don't even play that. Davina's really looking at her like, do you not see me as someone as a threat or talented? And the Vivian said, well, I at first didn't know how talented you were until after being on this show. And it's like, whoa. And Davina's like, I know you're lying. So you seeing me now has proven to you that I'm a talented force. Davina started listing everything on her resume, girl. When she gave that octave range, I nearly fell out. I was like, ooh, I have choreographed this show for 15 years. Ooh, I have done this for this amount of time. Ooh, I said, Viv, back up. You gotta back away, because she's lighting you up, sister. She was lighting the Vivian up. I was bagging chips, looking through the clothes, just like, ooh, what is happening here? If Lee Dawson doesn't use Cheryl's face the moment she turns and goes, that was so funny. While that was drama, that was high drama for me. Now, after that little spat, the queens returned back into the workroom to, again, go over it, but not really this time. Rupaul says her 3 hellos and walks into the room, and then brings up the mini challenge called the BBC. Now, we know that the BBC network, and we also know BBC for Grinder, Jacked, Adam for Adam, other website terms, to describe something that a lot of people fetishize. Now, for me, once the pit crew came out in their shorts, I was like, there's only one up there, though, that would actually fit that bill. The rest, though, could just have BC. God bless 1 through 4. 1 through 4, honey, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The queens do their best to figure out if they're wearing boxers, briefs, or Commando, which Commando is really a very nice pair of underwear that are commando print. But Davina DeCampo ends up winning the challenge. Yes! And she wins a phone call from Katya. The Vivian takes this opportunity to read and says, well, I don't know why she's getting a phone call from Katya unless she's gonna send her a whole new wardrobe, but okay. Oh, it was really nice seeing Katya and Davina have a conversation and Katya give her the best advice that she could give her. And also, this is kind of the best we've seen Katya on television. Lies, because that one look she did with that jogger suit with the neon nails, honey, and that BAM pose. Ah! Very Android 18 tease. That's for the Dragon Ball fans. That's for the Dragon Ball Z fans, not Kai. Not Kai. They're given their maxi challenge. The queens are asked to create a brand for a bottle of water and an advertisement to go with it. They have complete creative control and are to utilize everything that they can in order to make this the best commercial ever for their bottle of water. Cheryl Hole was having a little trouble coming up with a concept idea for her commercial, and Blue was trying to help her, you know, stick the route of the Essex girl that she's normally been very successful at. The Vivian then interjects and says, well, I don't want to take you away from what you're doing, but you may want to try something different because that's every time you do something interesting or funny, that's just what it is. Now, Baga agrees with this. Davina didn't speak on it that we could see, but Blue feels like this may be a part of sabotage with the other girls trying to get her out, while we saw the Vivian and Bag of Chips speaking to each other about it, saying, this needs to be Cheryl's week. She doesn't have a badge. She doesn't have anything going right now. And she's just been middle or the bottom. Well, the bottom. What is Lord. So how do y'all see that? Is it shady of the Viv to even speak up or even Baga to like co-sign with it? You know, are you on Team Blue with this one where stick to your guns, girl, stick to the things that you know, or change it up? Very late game right now, top 5 teas. You know what I mean? 2 more girls are going to be gone until we get to the finale. This does mean a lot. Now, Rupaul walks into the Werk room and she asks the girls how they're doing. Blue had an idea, but Rupaul wanted her to go a different route so that she's not going always to the gross side of things to make comedy happen. Bag of Chips had an idea about making herself gross looking from drinking the water, but it was like some moose juice thing. That's actually kind of funny. Is that for Nene? No. Ooh, let me stop. This ain't Real Housewives of Atlanta. But Rue was like, no, ma'am, you need to do something different. Why don't you have the water taste like a bag of chips? Ta-da, duh. The Vivian had a great run through. The Vivian and Rupaul had a great run through, as usual. That's normally how it works for the Viv. Cheryl was a little bit like, I don't know, I need to get here. And Rupaul told her not to doubt yourself. And then, of course, with Davina, how are things going? She brought up DDC, which I thought was a great idea with, you know, the C and everything else like that. And Rupaul got messy. Our favorite Rupaul. So, are some of the people believing in your talent? Well, some people might not. Did you talk about it with them? Yes. And then Rupaul, without even Davina saying her name, because you know she is aware of what is going on with the production. Are you talking about the Vivian and you? Yeah. Davina breaks down the argument from her perspective, because I didn't hear her say cheap dress. Now, she could have implied by calling it a silver dress that it was cheap. But when she told Rue that, I was like, I said, now, Davina. And the Vivian and the Bagger are listening to it. And of course, the Vivian is seething because it's like, now, girl, why are we still going over this now? Why is it still a topic of discussion? Now, once Rue is done with her walkthrough, she drinks some Visage water. I thought she was going to say it tastes like Jersey, but she says it tastes like ours. A-R-S-E, am I right? Yeah. As they're doing their makeup, getting ready for the commercials, Davina and the Vivian have another moment. Now, the Vivian is like, girl, are we still going over this? Is it still a big deal? Da-da-da-da-da. You know I think you're a fierce queen. It's not about that. And Davina's like, I mean, she asked me the question, so why are you mad? Like, I'm going to answer the question if it's asked of me. Well, they seem to have squashed the little bit of beef, the quarter pound of beef, exactly. Slightly, not really, but always good to have a resolution after some drama. The girls have gotten ready to do their advertisements and Graham Norton is directing. Now, I'm gonna run through this quickly because, yeah, this is a long episode. Blue went sexual and yeah, she looked good. She looked really good. Cheryl Hole came up there and Davina read her for filth. This is the best outfit she's ever worn. Woo! I was like, no ma'am. I thought Cheryl did good for, I guess, what she was trying to do. The point with the finger with the bottle of water. Lord, that was funny. Vivian came up there and gave a really good performance. Davina had a production. Comment section, name 3 girls on Drag Race that did a Davina. But we can't say Davina because Davina's not the first one to do that. But you know what happens when you have a lot of ideas and you need to go through a whole list of them. It can be a great product at the end, but it's the work in between that's like, ooh, honey. And Bag of Chips' turn is up and she's just being herself. You gotta love Bag. Well, as far as the production goes with the commercials, they all did decent, but Blue is definitely feeling the pressure after watching all the other girls perform. We get into the workroom scene where, you know, the girls get a little bit more personable with us, so that way we get to know them better and understand where they came from or what they've had to face in their life to get to the point where they are at now. The girls start speaking of drinking in the clubs and having to work all these nights constantly and sort of not having a real day life and forgetting to have that and how they can get caught up into the party. Where the Vivian then brings up that she had a drug problem, she had a party drug problem for 4 years while she was working, and it was something that was consuming her life. She's been 2 years sober, and also has a partner now who's really been very helpful in her sobriety. If anybody is dealing with something like that and they want to get out of those things, y'all Google, find help, find ways in your local community to get yourself clean, so that way you can have the best health possible in order for you to be the best person that you can be, okay? Thank you to Vivian for sharing that story. And I also want to thank all the queens in general who feel comfortable enough to share moments like that in their life that they themselves could be still struggling with to come to terms with while they may be clean. Admitting that you had a problem and having to share it with others always can be a very difficult moment for somebody. But admitting you have a problem is the first step into the next level of your new life and your new beginnings. Rupaul, you gave us some red feather cockatoo teas, honey. I live for this, and I was shocked and gagged when I noticed it was a pant too, darling, with a little train, little cape in the back. I'm here for it. We've definitely seen that wig before, and while it does still fit, I enjoy the makeup and everything else along with this outfit. Michelle Visage looks great with that pullback number. Graham Norton is still giving us his good old Graham tease. And Cheryl looks stunning. I loved it. She said love a lot. Love, and I love, and I love. And I was like, okay, Cheryl, love. Bring it to the runway, bring it to the runway, please. What? Now, category is Rainy Day Eleganza. Honey, I'm wearing a nasty poncho if this was my runway, okay? And I would take it off and can you feel the love? Okay, first, Davina DeCampo giving you Morton Salt Girl teas. Yes, honey, she belongs on every meal. Well, actually, you know, I prefer a little Himalayan pink salt, honey, you know, trying to get my zhuzh and my body right together. You know, she shops at Trader Joe's. Obviously, Davina does not, but this is a cutesy-ootsy kind of look. Now, she does reveal that the rest of her outfit is Honey Davenport, but like on 1.0, not 3.0 tees. And it is cute. It is a little frumpy-dumpy in certain places. I think it needs to be tightened in a few areas, maybe because of her having it on and doing her movements in it. It caused it to move around a little too much. Could be the fabric. However, it's still a great look nonetheless. And I see you wearing that legendary red wig that you are famous for. Next is Cheryl Hole, who apparently is auditioning to be a baked potato. Lies and deceit. Cheryl, this is a good look for you. This wig, though, Everything else about it is stunning. I do like a little reflective moment. I like a little, when the light hits, bam, kind of tease. So I was here for it. I know you were also shiting a brack, darling, when you saw Miss Cheryl sitting right there. But I think this is actually a good look for you once again. Just don't like that flippin' Nene wig. That Trump pompadour pushback mess. Ugh, gross. Everything else is great about it, though. Bag of Chips is next, and she's giving you My Granddaughter's in a School Play tease, and I've had a couple afternoon delights, and my camera only has 5 pictures left. So let's make this happen. Bagga, I don't hate this look. I do think it's very mature. It's very mature, and I think that's her aesthetic at this point, which I'm cool with, but I don't know. I do want to see something different from Bagga. I like this, but I got very theme. She just gives me mum. She gives me mumsy. Very mumsy. The Vivian giving us Mother Nature tease. Now, the dark hands threw me off, but after that, I was here for the entire ensemble. Girl, the face paint went so well with that wet wig that you had. You gave us a hat, giving us a storm cloud tease with the diamonds dripping, or the jewels. Those ain't diamonds. We don't get it for no diamonds. Okay, but it was them jewels dripping, giving us the rain. It was so puss. I loved it. I loved it. Very high concept. Very, very well done. The Vivian. Last but not least is Blue Hydrangea. There are so many positives. I'm just going to get the negative ones out the way first of how I feel about this outfit. So, I guess the running makeup thing that she did with it, I don't really get with the look itself. She does this weird thing with her mouth when she's running on the runway where it's like, wah, which is, it's okay, but it's wah sometimes for me. That's all I have to say bad about the look. I lived for everything about it. But my favorite part, Blue, if you're watching this, is that tucking wig was so right. Miss Thing, when you turned around and I saw all that bounce, I just felt so many girls who gave their hair away for that wig, honey. It was right. It was right. I love that wig. That wig was so right. Oh, blue. I liked it, Blue. Just little things here and there. I was like, but the majority of it was like, get in. Once we got to judging and they went over each queen, we got to see their commercials. This is how I felt about the commercials, just starting from Davina's. Davina's was good, but it just seemed like, were there jokes? Maybe there were. It just was long. But then I like the end of it where it was the really quick speaking, everything that included with the DDC. The Vivian did a really great job with her advertisement. I was really here for the Viv's work. Very funny. It just reminded me of so many people with the plastic surgery jokes when they turn around and it's like, no. Bagels was funny too. It just wasn't as funny. It just felt like it was in this one prop note, but I promise you when she turned around and burped, I was crying laughing. And then Blue's was... I love you, Blue. I do. But it needed something more. Now, after the judging, the girls go in the back to give us the untucked tease. Cheryl's living for meeting Cheryl. Cheryl's living for meeting Cheryl. And Blue, that was so funny when you were like, all right, y'all, let's let Cheryl give us the girl group lesson again. Baga was so defeated, though, and I'm the Vivian in this matter. It's like, girl, I know you're not about to do this all here and just, woe is me, I'm going home, woe is me. You are not going home. You have 3 repeated badges. Trust and believe they weren't going to put you in the bottom. I could even see that. It was like, no, she'll be safe. She'll be fine. She ain't going to have to lip sync. But Vivian was over it. Davina was like, oh, child. Even Cheryl, Cheryl's face when Davina was like, I know y'all thought I was crazy. And Cheryl's like, no, girl. Yes, y'all thought she was crazy. All of y'all thought she was crazy. Oh my God. Let's just go ahead and get to this lip sync. Girls have to perform a song by Cheryl in front of Miss Cheryl, which is, one of my favorite parts about Drag Race when they invite somebody who actually sang the song and it's their song and the girls have to do that in front of the queen. Ooh, honey, it's a lot. And so this is Cheryl Hole doing Cheryl's song and Blue up there with her, basically. I'm not even gonna lie. Okay. I know I keep saying this and it's the truth. Every episode, the lip syncs get better. Now, Blue, you did very good. I'm not even gonna knock you, girl. You did good. These curls up here, they were coming undone and it was just really... It was messing with me a little bit, but I can see your passion. You were really hitting those. Movements. I was here for it, but you had Cheryl Hole to go up against, and y'all know I was waiting for Cheryl to do a little something. Cheryl slayed. But that dip, for those of you who don't call it a dip by the proper term, you say death drop because that's what you were given. You think that's what it is, and it's not. And there's no difference between the two. For somebody to ask this question, death drop was used in drag terms to describe a dip that's in ballroom culture with voguing, where you simply hit that ground. Now, again, with that knee bend, or do a spin down into that as well. The thing is we don't call it a death drop. That's not what it is. It's dip. Anywho, I know some people don't like the semantics of it all. It's the truth. Don't take away from the culture. She didn't dip. Now, I could call it a death drop because I promise you I thought she was going to be dead. I thought the girl slipped. Not even going to lie to you. Why? How did you end up over there? You were here and then you fell over there. I was like, the Cheryl, was she okay? I think she was so excited that when she went to do her kick up to the dip, it just went into a flip and almost fall. Now, if Cheryl can confirm that for me, I'd live for her even more. Now, if she tells me, Matt, that's not what happened. Okay, but what I saw was you fall, girl. Not the Honey Davenport BBB, not that mess, because Honey confirmed that she didn't fall. That the camera edit made her look like she fell, child. And I can see that. I've seen the girl do a dip. I know Honey knows how to do a dip, child. Trust and believe. But that was a fall, and that was my only issue. That's the only thing I can say about that lip sync. Everything else about it was amazing. Cheryl's energy was on top. She was very in control of her movements. I enjoyed her going from the back of the stage and the points and the very Alyssa, but we're not gonna knock her for it. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. This was like, okay, baby, I see you. I will go to a show. I will pay you my dollars. You will have my money. Cheryl Hole, that was that. Blue, you kept up with her, but it was just a matter of everything that was, I guess, taking place with the top four. Cheryl just doing a bit better than you in the lip sync and it just being your time. But at the same time, I love you, Blue Hydrangea. I think you're flipping amazing. I know I've come for your gig a little bit with my reviews and some things that you've done, but for the majority of the time, pretty much almost all the time, I live for everything that you place on the show. And you are beyond talented. Beyond, girl. You're gonna go very far. Very far. If not, you are already far in the industry, honey. Your social media is popping. So give Blue some love. Make her feel loved, everybody, just like we want to do with all these queens who get eliminated, because, the fandom can be very toxic, and these people don't need to feel that just because they were eliminated today doesn't mean that tomorrow they can't succeed and excel in everything that they do. So, Blue Hydrangea, round of applause for your time on RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Honey, 4 queens are left. We are down to the nitty gritty, girl. Like, we don't know who's going home next week. Seriously, though. Links are downstairs below. Don't forget to follow me on social media. It's Matty Rants on Instagram and Facebook, and the THE Matty Rants on the Twitter. Also, my Patreon is available, and I do cameos as well. Make sure to send your request, and I'll make a special video for you. And if you want to donate to the channel, please and thank you. You know that makes my bus rides over here to the We Love Queens studio so I can film, honey. That's paypal.me/MattyRants, Cash App $MattyRants, Venmo MattyRants. I've said my name too many times to end it like that, loves, but I thank you so much for tuning in again. I hope you enjoyed the intro music. I hope you enjoyed this episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK. And I hope that you join me for more videos on my channel. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Hugs and kisses, my best love and wishes to you. It's your boy, Matty Rants. I will see you later. Wow!